This is an unbelievably realistic and visceral war film. Let's talk about it. So, Warfare is based off true events that happened in Iraq. And basically, it's a Navy SEALs team that has a surveillance mission, and it goes completely wrong. This film is co-directed and co-written by Ray Mendoza, who was actually one of the soldiers in this event that happened in Iraq, and also Alex Garland, his latest movie, Civil War, which came out last year. He directed that film. He's a really, really good filmmaker. Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland, they worked really closely on Civil War. Ray Mendoza was actually the military coordinator and expert on the set of Civil War. So when they were working on the set of Civil War together, Ray Mendoza ended up talking with Alex Garland, and they wanted to do some sort of very raw, realistic war film together. And Alex Garland asked him if he had any ideas. And he said, you know what? I have this one scenario that kind of hits home for me thinking about my past, service and this scenario that happened in Iraq. This whole movie takes place over the course of one event that happened in this house in Iraq. And what's really cool about this film, when it first opens up with the title card, it says taken from the memory of the soldiers that were there. And I just thought that was really cool because this film does really draw from those guys' memories. And you can tell that they took a lot of time and effort to really put you in to this scenario that they were actually in. And with that being said, this film is definitely that. It is not polished. It's not embellished at all. It's very raw. It's very real. It really does kind of break with tradition on how war films are typically portrayed. When we first start out in this story, we are introduced to this crew of Navy SEALs at the barracks, basically the day before their mission. And it's a very normal day. This is what these guys would be doing typically before a mission. And it kind of gives you an inside scoop on, their attitudes beforehand. They kind of keep it light and they don't want to, make it too heavy. And so it's really interesting to watch. And as this story unfolds, they end up going on their mission and they infiltrate this house in Iraq to do surveillance. And it's not like flashy editing or anything like that. Basically, they go into this house and it's even kind of mundane, boring surveillance. It's not fast-paced or anything like that. It just shows you what these guys would be doing if they were really on a mission like this. One aspect I really did like about this film too was the house that they are staying in, which a majority of the film is shot in this one house. It's very claustrophobic and, it's a very small location. But the house is like a character in the film. And you really get to feel out what it would be like in that house. When they were filming this movie, a lot of the former soldiers were actually on set. And so they got to draw from their memory things that they kind of just remember doing while they were in that house. And just even little human things, like one of the guys, there's dirt on a ledge in the house, and basically he's just running his finger over the dust and remembering how dusty it was in that environment. And another shot is just the back of a guy's head, and he's just rubbing his hand through his hair. And just kind of memories that they locked into, like, oh, I do remember doing that, while we were in this house during this mission. And when the action in this film does kick in, it is very harsh and honestly very assaulting on the senses. The sound design is impeccable. It is incredible. Every gunshot, every bomb that goes off, every plane that goes over where these guys are, you feel it and it rattles you. I honestly was in this film and there was a moment where a bomb went off and I jumped in my seat because it was so unexpected and so booming and big. And I watched an interview with Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza, and basically Ray Mendoza said, yeah, I mean, we wanted the sound to be what it would be like if you were actually there in this scenario. And that's why they made it such an important part of this film. For the most part, the story is basically shot in real time. And it doesn't do any breaks or like side stories to break the tension. You are just in this scenario with these guys. And what I mean by being in the situation with these guys, there are literally a couple soldiers that end up getting wounded. And, you know, like in movies, you'll hear the guy, scream for like, a minute or two, and then it'll cut to something else where he's not screaming anymore. No, in this film, these guys get injured and you're still in the house with all of them. And so for the next like 30, 40 minutes or so, these guys are screaming in agony almost the whole time. And of course, it's ebbs and flows with they're in and out of consciousness and stuff, but you hear them screaming, and it just adds to this tension and anxiety that this whole film really makes you feel. Honestly, you like truly want to escape like this scenario that you've been put in this movie. It's very uncomfortable, it's tense, it's a hard watch, but you can't escape. They stuck you in this situation just like these guys were stuck in the situation in Iraq. There's not really even like a musical score in this film. It's very minimal, if anything at all. The ending of this film, I honestly thought was absolutely perfect. It brilliantly just closes out the story in such a real and authentic way. Nothing flashy, no Hollywoodisms. It's just the end of this scenario. I thought it was really, really good. Overall, guys, I really did think that this was an absolutely staggering achievement by Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland. It's one of the most accurate and most immersive war films that I personally have ever seen. And this movie is so accurately titled Warfare. That's all this is about. Very simple story. It's not about character arcs or structure or anything like that. This is just warfare. A day in the life of soldiers and what they go through and have gone through in many different battles over time. And this was just one scenario that played out that really puts you in that environment. And you can see what these guys truly do and how incredible they are. I would highly recommend checking this film out. It is a war film. If you like very grounded, gritty, realistic war films, definitely check this one out. Thank you guys as always so much for watching, and I look forward to doing the next review for you. And until then, I hope you guys are doing well, and let me know your thoughts on this film. Are you going to see it? Did you already see it? What did you think about it? And hope you guys have a great weekend. See you later.